Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. So in the last video, we were trying to decide how we're gonna do is how we want to allow users to move around in the canvas, because right now we have this room in and room out function. So I think I've decided on making a dedicated move mode to allow users to do that. So let's do that. So it's gonna start with a new handler class here. Let's call it move handler. Just gonna copy some of the code here. Yeah, just do that. Okay, so what we're gonna do here, so the name is gonna be move handler. And basically it needs a exit callback and an enter callback. Right, so basically what we're going to do is that when we enter this mode, we add a bunch of event listeners to capture users' mouse move. So let's do that. Something like that. And of course, there's mouse move and mouse up. And I think mouse leave would be the same thing, basically. So let's create the functions. What's going to happen here is, well, I think we need to record the initial point, right? Basically, like the initial position of the board and where did the user click. So let's work this out. So basically here we need to get the XY from like the XY of the mouse event. Right? And somehow here we're gonna get another XY. Exact same thing here, and we're gonna do a diff somehow on those two. Right? Let's do this. Do I need the board position? I think I do. Let's try this out. Cycle it. Right. So this is gonna be x to the vector 2D is like the built-in type for basically an alias to that. Right. So here we get the diff x would be x minus so we need to check if you just return early here. And we'll get a new the new stage position. And x is gonna be the initial right plus or minus. If plus doesn't work, we'll change it to minus. Right, something like that. And on mouse up, we're just gonna clear the initial position. Okay, and on exit, we're just gonna remove those listeners. Right. So on board, let's add. Actually, first thing, it's here. And I think we have a object of handlers. Right, I guess that's it. And then here, I think we don't need those buttons. Let's create a move button here. Let's try that out. So I have move. Yeah, that works. Let's try to zoom in and out. Still works. Okay, great. So now that I can do that, right, I think it makes sense to basically we have an infinite amount of places where we can draw. Like I can draw here. Oh, that's broken. Oh, okay, wait a minute. What's going on? Move handler. Oh. Try that. Okay, now it's back to normal. I think it makes sense to like have a larger canvas, right? Because the canvas size at this point, it doesn't really matter, right? Because I can, if I move to the side, I can also draw here. So I think the next thing is just to make the canvas more responsive, right? Let's try that. So I think the first thing is to make this container, or I think yeah, this container is to make this container like fill all the way up. So I mean, I think we need to change this at some point because everything here is like very temporary, but like just to demonstrate what we want to do, I think we can just make this one fill the whole so basically the height of that would be 100% of viewport height, right? There's some built-in paddings, I believe. Right, like this is from the browser. It's just fine, I guess. And we want to make this then also like push everything down to the bottom here. Let's try it. Flex. It's not because I think Flex the best tool for this. It's just like I can only work with Flex. I'm very bad at CSS. Direction. Column. Okay. And no, sorry, what? Huh? Flex direction. Column. Right. And this one we have flex grow 1, so it just fills up the whole page basically. I guess I do need to like change the margin here to be bigger. Yeah, so like those buttons are visible. So let's do that. So first thing, I think this container doesn't exist anymore. So although I do want to change the background to white, I don't know. I broke that. I just never noticed that. 0. And here I just copy everything. And inside of that we have this flex grow. Okay, refresh. Yeah, seems like it's working, eh? So the next thing is just to set the size of the canvas or the stage to be whatever the size of that is. Right, to do that, I think the resize observer. Yeah, I think this is a good approach. And it's relatively straightforward. Let's do that. I guess for now we can just like create an observer here in line. Needs a callback. Right. Observe. Target will be this container. Options. Okay. So options. Okay. I think we don't need to care about this. In here. What's the What's the callback look like? Like what is the argument? So interesting. Well, this we'll see. Okay. Target. I'm not sure why that is an array. Is it because you can like observe like that, and then you have to I don't know. Just to be safe, I think we can do for each. Or otherwise, we'll get the content box wrapped. So this will have the, yeah, this headers we need. Right, and stage size. Huh, convenient. Oh. Okay, let's try that. Well, looks like it worked because we have like this thing here now. If I like change the size of the window or of the, well, that did not work. But I think it's because the well, this is not correct. I'm not sure why. Huh? Apparently this overflowed, right? Or actually, it did not. I'm not sure. I'm very bad with CSS. Huh. But this size doesn't change no matter what I do. It's like something like min height. 0. Yeah, that works now. Yeah, great. We can probably debounce that, ideally. So what's the change? Bold container. Okay. Okay, so that works. Now then I can move. All right, I want to change the background here. Okay, now it's more clear. So it's good. Maybe we can try to make the mouse wheel event work in this move mode. Let's try that. Actually, before I do that, I think I want to like put the different handlers in their own files. I think VS Code can do something like this. Like there's a function called refactory, and you can do move to a new file. And well, of course, the like the import is not like you need to change them, but I think other than that, it's pretty neat, right? Let's do that for all the handlers. Uh, right. So in this file, then let's fix those imports first. Those imports will be broken. I think we can just like somehow re-export it here. I don't remember the exact syntax. It's probably like export. Like is it export something from? Is it something like that? Move handler. Okay, can I try that? Oh, nice. Okay, now here, that should be working. Well, I'm not sure, but let's see if it compiles. It compiles. If I don't have this, it still compiles. It's not working. Okay. I guess it's like some kind of configuration that I need to have, but I don't have right now. Yeah, it's gonna be fine. Okay, so what should we do next? Right, the mouse wheel thing. Okay, let's try it. Sorry. Sorry, if it's deprecated, what should I use? Wheel event? Well, I guess that's the like the new thing. Okay, yeah. Okay, wheel. Okay, so um How does the event look like? Okay. How do you do that? Data mode. Okay, let's try it. So I guess we'll have an event, and for this conva, it's going to be conva dot event objects. Yeah. Right. And we should be able to get event dot evt. Yeah, seems like that's the native one. Data x pixel line page. Well, let's just console log that, right? Like, is this somehow configurable or something? I'm not sure. Okay, delta x, delta y. So how do I do delta y? I don't need, but I need delta x, delta y, not delta x, I believe. Let's try it. Okay. Whoa. Sorry, 0 is pixel. Okay. I guess I don't really care about the value here, right? Because if I scroll really fast, the value is all the same. Oh no, it's not. Oh, never mind. But like, is 53 a standard or something? Like, is it gonna work with different mouse or different browsers, different operating systems? Like, how do I get the base value of that, right? Okay. Is it configurable somehow here? I don't know. But let's just like assume that the speed of scrolling doesn't really matter. So it's basically what matters is how many times it's been scrolled. Then we do this dot board dot zoom. I do need to know the direction, right? Yeah. So if event dot y, if it's greater than 0, greater than 0 meaning I'm scrolling downwards. And scrolling downwards should zoom in, I guess. Right? Else if If it's smaller than 0, then scrap. Else, or just do nothing, I guess. Okay, let's try that. Okay, that works. It's just like I would like to have the effect of zooming in to the point where my mouse is pointing at. I wonder how can we do that? Well, let's find out. Oh yeah, this is exactly what we're trying to do. Nice. So, oh yeah, I should just like copy everything from here, I guess. So apparently pointer is important. Mouse point to. Okay. Well, let's just copy that. So this mouse point to. Okay. Let's try this. I don't need the scale related code. I just need that. So it's gonna be actually. I don't do this. Code scale. Because my scale X and scale Y is always the same, so this should work. New scale will just be that. The question is, where's the... So this happens before the scale, so I guess it's gonna be here. I guess just convert that to the cost. Well, let's try it out. Oh, nice. Oh, hey. Oh. I guess it's because we're always like this will eventually go to like sub-zero, right? That. Ooh, not a number. Well, I guess it cannot be 0, technically, right? Because divided by 0 is not a number. Something like that. I mean, it still like goes very small. But I guess just set it to 1. See what happens. What? Right. So you can just only can go that small, which is better than just having a bug. So yeah, okay, I will accept that. Um, so what are we gonna do next? Well, I think let's do something like Django related, right? So we haven't touched Django in a while. Although the other thing I want to talk about is the selection right now. It's just like you can see if I select here, it also selects the line here, which is because if I have a rectangle here, and because the rectangle of the line is this much, like it's a lot larger than it actually is. So if you have anything that overlaps this rectangle here, it's gonna select this line, which is not perfect, and it's kind of annoying. Like, why should I do this and it selects the line here, right? So I do want to tackle that. But that's also not Django related. So let's do something Django related here. And I think it will be a remote cursor. So what's going to happen is if I move my cursors here, the other clients should see my cursor. We will start with a very simple version, I believe. Like, it'll just be a cursor that's moving around without the user's name or anything like that. But let's give it a try. Okay. Let's create a new file here. Like the basic idea should be easy, right? So whenever I move my mouse, I send a WebSocket message to the other clients, and the other client will just maybe use a new layer to draw all the mouse pointers, the cursors on their screen. Let's give it a name. Cursor. Not handler. Handler is not a good name. What is service? I guess it's gonna have a board. And so similar to the mod handlers that has the enter and exit functions here for services, let's do init and destroy. Because for the mod handlers, it's always implied that when you enter one mode, you are exiting another, right? But for services, you can have multiple services that have their own life cycles. So what we do is that, well, the first thing we're gonna have is a layer that's just used to draw the cursors. So let's call it cursor layer. Let's deprecate it. So not tied to their own canvas element and are used to contain shapes only. I think we can try it. If it breaks, then we change it back. Right, so listening. Maybe in here it's going to be the stopboard, the stage add. Right. Now it also needs a storage to find. Actually, let's define the type. Like what should it look like, right? So we should have a type called remote cursor that has a session ID and a position. Again, use a vector 2D here. So this cursor service will then have a list. I mean, I could use a list which looks like cursor like that, but I believe because when we get a WebSocket message, we will try to match the existing cursor with the ID, and I think using a dictionary or an object might be faster for that, even though the session ID is kind of a duplicated information. But I still feel more comfortable that way. And I need to draw it. Let's just define the functions, right? Draw remote cursor. Well, firstly, we need to find, I guess we need to we want to reuse the shape, right? So how about, so labor dot find one, and this is going to be the ID. This is before find one, right? It needs to be a kind of CSS selector. So cursor. I mean, we can maintain our own dictionary, our own object for it for this, but yeah, why not? Because I don't know, like, if this find one also tries to scan the list or something like that. Not sure. That's because we already have this thing here. Why not just have something like this as well, right? There's a node. It's gonna be not .get. And if not cursor node, then we need to create it. I think we can just do SVG here, right? It should be easy to find a. Sorry, not mouse. Cursor. Although I'm not sure about like the licenses of all the providers. There's one that I already use in a lot of places, which is further icons. It's MIT license. I think we can just include a notice there, right? I'm not expert on this legal stuff, but I guess if I leave the same license like in the same file, it's gonna be fine. Yeah. Yeah, I guess we'll just include MIT somewhere. Not entirely sure. Oh, it just downloads that. Open. Right. I think actually, what is this page? I haven't been on this page before. This is not tutorial. It's demos? It's not demos page. Huh? How do I get back to the page? I think there's a lot of useful stuff. Well, I'm gonna save that. But yeah, for the cursor, you can do a pass, I think, which is basically a SVG format. You do need a group because there's two different paths. Right? Okay. Actually, how about anyways, let's just try this first. So it's gonna be a group, and then it's gonna add oh, because of that. Okay. What up? Right. Okay. And the other one. I think it's just a line. right? And here we need to set it here, and also add it to the layer. And it's gonna have a position. Okay, something like that. Well, let's give it some fake data. Oh, I don't have that yet. Just gonna loop through. Okay, looks good. Hundred, 200. Let's give it a try. Okay. Sorry. Oh, looking at the wrong thing. Okay. So now we need to attach this service to the board. I think eventually we also have a registry for all the services somewhere here. Now we can just do it here. Or actually just do it here. Right. So yeah, we have a cursor here. That works. Oh, I guess we should not change the size when you're zooming in and out. I think the size should always be the same. And I think it's missing a stroke. Okay, that's better. Yeah, let's figure out the zoom in issue. So, so because the cursor layer is also on the stage, I mean, a simple thing we can do is we can just like adjust the sizes of all the cursors whenever the stage zoom level is changed. I think it's not scalable if we just do something like this for all the services if we want to have in a future. But I guess it's fine for now, at least as a proof of concept. So basically we have something like adjust size or stage zoom change, something like that, right? And in here on this set zoom level thing, we can do this dot what's it called, cursor service dot on stage zoom change, something like that. Okay, well, let's do this. So we get the zoom level from stage. This dot, actually, instead of that, we can just get the scale, right? And we need to change the sizes of all the remote cursors. Or not the cursors, but the cursor shapes. So basically I scale it back. And I guess I need to call it on the first here. Let's try it out. Well, I think the size is it's not changing, which is good. Yeah. Oh, it's kind of large. I think I can change the scale here. I'm not sure if that scale will reset this one. Right. Looks better. I think the other thing is to find a color, but that's for later maybe. We can do something like the and copy what GitHub does for the identicon. Right. Yeah, I can copy something like that. No. Is there a code for that? Oh, it's not open source, so I guess it's fine. It doesn't have to be the GitHub one. I just need to find basically I just need to find some colors, and the basic idea is to maybe we can do whatever, right? Just get 3 bytes from the string, like from whatever position, and then those 3 bytes can be the RGB values. But I think there's something special you need to do to make sure that those colors are visible on the screen, right? Otherwise, it could be like too bright or too dark. Maybe there's different color space that handles that, right? Maybe we set the brightness or something to the same and just change some other attributes of the color. Right, it's doing like hue, saturation, and illumination, I believe. HSL. What's this map here doing? Not sure. Anyways, let's do some Django first. Okay. So I think a good idea would be to have the WebSocket on a separate file where like the board can use and some other services can use. Like I cannot find this socket anymore. It's here. Right, because eventually we'll need something like else if. We'll need a lot of else ifs here. Right, maybe we need a set cursor here. I think I can tolerate it for now, but I will definitely change it. Maybe after this cursor thing. Like to have this whole thing in a separate file or something. Okay. Well, let's do it. That is gonna be remote cursor, right? Okay. So here we also need to listen to the mouse move event. And it's going to send a WebSocket message. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I think it would be a good idea to just like abstract the collaborative service or the WebSocket service to its own file. So it won't be as awkward as this one here, because I'm going to call the send function on the board socket. and that's gonna be and the data will be pause and right. Well, let's test this. Ooh, it's sending a lot of messages. We need to definitely debunk this. Let's just use Lodash. I mean, we can do our own thing, but like I think Lodash is way easier. This. Trying to see if it does, if it needs the types. Okay, so we do need this. Okay. How about just well, it's very important to send the last position. So trailing is should be set to true here. Okay, let's see. Okay. Now on the Django side, we still have this part. Well, I guess we'll just do the same thing here. Set. And it's just gonna wait. Just gonna broadcast that. Just copy that. But those, I think, already have the session ID inside of here. But this is more trustable. It doesn't really map at this point. This will cause some more bandwidth on the radius traffic. I think that's all. Okay. Does that work? Oh. Right, I am receiving the cursor changes from this side, which is good. I guess now I just need to listen to the changes here. which I already have here. Just delegate this directly. But why not? So let's go here. This is just gonna change. Just well, the easiest thing to do is just to set the remote cursor's object. And just to draw all remote cursors. Right? Or I think just draw the current cursor would work. Yeah. Huh. Okay. Let's remove the this one here. Okay, it's not working, and there's lots of errors. Cannot read property X of undefined. Sorry, which line? Line 64 here. Oh, the data looks different because the format is not, it's not what we want. So it should be better. Yeah. So that kind of works. Though the movement is not very smooth, which is to be expected. I wonder if a simple twin can improve this or not. Just to like smooth it out. Let's try that. So I guess essentially instead of position here, we create a twin. But if there's already a twin, then I guess we need to remove that. Remove the old one. I wonder what happens if you have two different twins on the same node. Let's try. Not really sure. If this doesn't work, we can always just save the relationship between the session ID and a twin. And if we are gonna create a new one, we remove the previous one. Okay. Looks like it works. I mean, it's not that much better, but I guess it might be still better than what we had before. Okay, let's keep it that way. Just trying to see if it's broken. It's just like I haven't noticed it. Like, of course, if I move very fast, the position would seem to be very random because they're struggling. Anyways, it's still better than nothing. All right. I guess the other thing is like if I have my mouse out of the canvas somehow, it should be removed from the other clients. So let's do that. Though I think this also needs to be, this one needs to be debounced somehow, right? If I just temporarily move my mouse out of the border and then move back, like sending the mouse out event through WebSocket would be very expensive. Let's try it. Well, I guess firstly we need to change the type a little bit. I think the remote cursor, the position will be optional, which means I wonder why my TypeScript is not complaining about that. Okay, let's do it here. If we don't have the position, then just don't render that. Should we destroy the node? Maybe. Okay, initially I think there's another issue. Well, let's try if I can do it. If I zoom in, and if I move right, so the cursor at this point is very large. If I zoom in even more and refresh. I know. Okay. Zoom in. Right, so it's even larger. So we need to adjust the size here. Okay, we can just copy the code. Where is that? That should solve it. But here, let's just set the position to no position, basically. Right? Okay. Again, there's the issue where if this is throttled and the last call might be delayed, and maybe my mouse is out, and because this is delayed, then we end up calling this and then this. So the state will be incorrect. I also want to like debug some mouse out, but let's do that later. But for now, we need to do the start on mouse move dot flash cancel. Yeah, because cancel makes more sense, right? Let's try. Oh, that's not working. Let's see. It's not being sent. Oh, I don't have a listener for this. Let's leave, I guess. Move it to here. Let's move it somewhere here so that I can see. Oh, it's not working at all. Um, stop. Condition is not correct. Let's. Oh well. So wait a minute. It's not leisure. So, okay. Well, so let's run here. Right. Oh, so once I leave it, I cannot come back. Okay. I see. I see. Because when I left, I removed it from the ledger, and then I guess I can just check. Right. It's a difference. Is not. Okay, good. Now I can come back. What if I go to a different tab? I guess it still count as mouse out. Okay. What if I just do this? Because it's kind of hard to test. Oh, that still works. Okay, good. Let's do the color thing. Oh, because I typoed. And my internet is not working. Is it because of typo? Not sure. I really just need the color here. Right? Hmm. Okay, well actually let's do something very, very simple. Right? How about if I just like look at this color here, and right, if I change the color space to something like that, so that's hue, I believe, right? So I just want to take colors like I keep the saturation and illumination, I believe, the same as change the hue, and it won't be. It probably won't be too dark or too bright. Right, I just keep that fixed. Right, so let's do that. Yeah, let's do something very simple. Guess I'll have a function here maybe. I guess it's just gonna return the hue, right? And well, let's just I don't know, just set it to here. So I want to use it here. How do you copy that value? Oh, like that. Okay. So it's gonna what is it? So why is it degree? It goes to 360. Goes to 360 instead of what? We'll see. Maybe I can just like ignore. Yeah, anyways. Right, hue. Does it have to be degree? What if it's just a number? Like, it's the same, I guess. An angle could be degrees radiate. It's turn. Well, I guess one turn is like 1 times 2 pi, right? That sounds easier. And here we just do something like anything over that. We'll just get the first byte of the session ID maybe. It's gonna be a text encoder. Something like that. Does that work? Apparently not, because it's not being used. Now it's just black. And I have, oh, right. Every time I refresh, I have another cursor. So I guess, okay, let's figure this out first. So, why is that complaining? What? What? Those are all built in. guess we need to do something on disconnect. Yeah. The language server is not working, I guess. Let's reload it. There. Disconnect. Okay. Okay, that's right. We basically need to send that. We need to do that. Code. It will be something like this. Right, and the cursor, the position would be undefined. Let's try it. Okay. Okay, it seems to be working. Oh, the initial load is not sending the cursor, which is fine, I guess, for now. Now let's figure out this cutter thing. What is this cutter? Is that valid? Let's try it. Well, it is a valid cutter. It works here. Now with the cursor. Is it because Canva doesn't support that? Oh, fuck. So stupid. Okay, that's working. Yeah, every time I refresh, I get a new cutter. It's the all kind of looks similar. Oh, I guess I only have the two cutters. What? No, the values are actually very, very different. No, actually, let me check. What does this look like? Oh, right, because because it's like doing, because it's always like the lowercase or like alphabetic letters. So I guess there is limited number of numbers that we would get. And they're all like kind of close to each other. So how about what's the largest? We'll just do 0. So 0 is smaller. 1. Okay, what is 9? And A is 97. Whatever. I just, take the space between Z and A. Yeah. I don't know. Just make it more random. Oh no. And now it's more colorful. It's probably also not correct, but I mean, at least it's, at least it has more colors. Yeah, when it's a number, that's really great. Anyways, we'll take a look at this later. Or we can take the, I don't know. What if we take the hash of the whole session ID, right? Okay, but I think it's good for now, honestly. We have move, and we can zoom in and out by moving the mouse wheel, and we can see other users' cursor, which is great. Yeah. Anyways, I think that's it for today. It's been almost 2 hours. Again, feel free to ask any questions and leave your feedback. And the code will be in the description or in the chat. It's hosted on GitHub. So I guess I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.